It is going to be FXO versus Hack and Power.
Yeah,
so,
Hack ProTech and Power.
ProTech.
Hack ProTech is like a 2v2 all-star, man. I've seen this guy. I've queued up against him randomly in 2v2s, and I hardly ever play.
Right.
So just the fact that we've queued him multiple times is he plays a lot.
I believe he's been around rank 1 or 2 in the first few seasons.
Yeah.
For 2v2s, possibly in the world. I'm not sure about that, but almost for sure on at least the North American servers. So it should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, well, we're going to jump right on into game 1 here. And here we are live.
We are live right now. Let me go ahead and mute the Skype sounds, guys. I know that thing was getting kind of annoying, so muting all sounds.
That scoreboard is humongous.
Well, I can go ahead and move that up a little bit. There we are.
All right, there we go. So, we have Slog and Frequency spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map. Frequency, our blue Terran, and Slog is going to be our teal Protoss. Over in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the opposing team, Power and Hack ProTech. Hack ProTech going to be our pink Zerg, it looks like. Sorry, I think we got the color mixed up there.
Oh, we can fix that real quick.
And Power is playing random.
Protoss.
Haven't seen what race he got yet. He's Protoss.
I believe we checked that, yes.
All right,
On
so
the middle right, yeah.
he will be our red Protoss player. And do either of you know the map name? I don't play many 2v2s.
I'm actually not. I'm not familiar with the maps for 2v2s at all. I don't play enough 2v2 or team games to know.
Well, let's take a look around the map and break it down real quick. Let's see what the possibilities are for these guys. Both bases, I'm assuming, have a ramp.
You know, it looks like it's one of those maps where it's not like a game where you share the base right away with your opponent, with your teammate, but the naturals are pretty shared, and you can cut off the naturals pretty easily, and you know, you can defend on your side of the map with against your opponent.
So how do you get to these two bottom right-hand expansions? Are there destructible rocks that lead over there?
There are.
Oh no, there's just
a
straight
path.
down ramp clear path to these two expos in the back with destructible rocks. So
covering the expansions, actually covering both the expansions.
It seems like splitting this map in half would be pretty easy for both sides. You have a lot of free expansions on your side of the map.
Expo away from your opponent.
Yeah, absolutely, and they seem readily available. So, hey, maybe we'll see a macro game in a 2v2. Not that it usually goes down like that.
Indeed, a lot of rushes.
Well, lately I've been seeing a lot of team games go down a little bit longer. The games have been lasting a little bit more. I think players are starting to realize that you don't always need to cheese in 2v2, but that still seems to be the predominant strategy for sure.
Right. As the metagame matures, you know, I think people are going to be able to handle cheese easier, so it'll eventually kind of create longer and longer games.
Absolutely. Well, we do have both players just doing their scouting duty right now. Once again, let's talk about the composition for the teams. We have a Terran and a Protoss and a Zerg. What do you guys think has the benefit here in terms of just like a team composition? I know Protoss and Zerg is really, really good. I mean, you can use the 4-gate warp-in strategy with the Overlord to great effect.
I agree. And, I mean, the Zerg and the Terran, I don't think you can really cancel out the Protoss because there's synergy, you know? So it's really hard to tell, you know, because it depends on, I think, what units these guys are going to choose to go.
Exactly.
I feel like Terran and Toss have great synergy in 2v2s. Force fields work so well. Almost all the units are ranged. If the Protoss player doesn't commit to too many Zealots, goes mostly Sentry Stalker, and the Terran goes mostly Marine Marauder, those units complement each other so well. As far as Zerg Protoss, I feel like they don't really complement each other too well because a lot of the times you'll see the Protoss player's force fields don't necessarily help his Zerg counterpart. Sometimes it makes things difficult. The Lings get boggled up, the Roaches get boggled up. There's just not great synergy there.
Yeah, Protoss is more, they're a slower army. Zerg is a lot of times fast, so you could use that to the advantage in some points. With backstabs and whatnot, they can be very effective at big battles if you sneak some Lings into each of the opponent's bases.
Well, it does look like we have a move out here from Team Hack and Power. They're going to go right into Slog's base, and Slog does have a sentry up there as well as he can launch the force field if he chooses to. A little bit of lag and he does use force field to keep the Stalker out of the ramp.
Oh, and somehow they push through a little bit, and that first Zealot is going to go down, so some Lings are going to be able to sneak in here. Will they? Oh, Sentry goes down as well. Stalker is also going to follow suit, and uh-oh.
Wow,
Looks like
trouble.
we have some heavy pressure coming into Slog's base right now. If he loses that pylon, he could lose the Warp Gate tech research and the Warp Gate.
He actually got the Warp Gate tech down just in
Finished
time.
it just in time, so now he's only working off of 3 Warp Gates instead of 4.
But he still has to deal with Zerglings inside his main. I mean,
Yeah.
look, he's barely holding on with his probes. Also, a bunch already. His Warp Gates are under attack. And what is his teammate doing? His teammate is busy because Power got some Stalkers inside of his base. So Frequency is in trouble of his own. And it looks like for the first game here, we may have a GG. There it is.
Oh, wow.
That was
That was
fast.
very quick.
Frequency was going for the Cloaked Banshee, it seems, and Hack and Power just went very aggressive and it paid off.
Yeah, I mean, you know, generally in 2v2s we'll see that early aggression, well-coordinated early aggression will almost always win the day.
Especially when your bases are so split, you can't really help defend each other. So
Yeah, if you can isolate one player and do a
that's
lot
exactly
of
what
damage.
they did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a good play.
Scoot up in here, Ryan, man. You're like all the way in the back and everything.
Hey guys,
You're like,
let's get cozy.
we gotta get cozy. It's gonna
Alright.
get hot in here.
Oh,
Do you
man.
know how hot it gets in this office when
With
we cast?
2
With
people?
2 people, with 3
Oh,
people,
God.
and the
Sorry,
2
guys.
lights on.
Yeah, the lights are
It's
quite
gonna-
bright.
It's gonna get pretty insane.
Oh my goodness. I'm
You should probably take
ready
that
for it.
off.
Oh, no, I will eventually.
Puts on the sweatshirt.
By the way, guys, this is our good friend Ryan. He's a Grandmaster Zerg, or Masters Grandmasters. Pretty high up there.
top
Easily
Masters right now.
Grandmaster's level, though.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
really
as far
good.
as I'm concerned.
So he's
So
not
thanks,
some
guys.
random noob we picked off the street. He knows what he's talking about.
VP Sickness on Taylor's team.
And we figured it would be easier. We're casting like 10 hours today. We figured it would be easier if we bring in a third person, and it'll be more fun. It'll be like a little group conversation.
Little group effort.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity too. It's
Absolutely.
gonna be
Thanks,
fun.
man. It'll be fun. Well, guys, that was the first game. We're going to have Game 2 coming up really soon, as soon as the players are ready to go. But, yeah, that was definitely an interesting little just a rush from Team Hack Power, and they made it work pretty well.
Yeah, I'm surprised Frequency actually went straight for the Cloaked Banshee there.
So it's actually not Frequency. We see it's Inori and Gumiho.
Ah, so they're
I'm
playing...
guessing from the FXO Korean
Oh,
team.
I see. So this is actually FXO's Korean players. They're just
Interesting.
playing on their North American accounts.
Oh, okay, interesting. I'm surprised he actually went for the super fast Cloaked Banshee like that. That seems a little bit risky.
It
in
could
the
have paid
2v2.
off though against that Zerg because he is not going to have an Evo chamber or layer tech. So that could have potentially just finished him off right there.
Right. Well, I'll go ahead and update the scoreboard there so that we have the real names reflected rather than their proxy names.
Yeah.
And so we do have Gumiho and Inori now updated. And it looks like the game is ready to go. That was really fast. I wasn't even ready to